All right, well, I think we're gonna get going. I wanna thank our sponsors, Trace Rail Dulce, Ice Cream and Putt Putt, and Bavarian Bakery in Delhi. And I am Cindy, I think most of you know me. And I would like to introduce Anastasia Jackson. She,
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Yes. So my name is Anastasia Jackson. I'm the Kent County Regional Business Manager with the Delaware Division of Small Business, as well as the statewide coordinator for the Delaware on Main Street program. And this morning, I'm going to be telling you a little bit about how we can help small businesses at the Division of Small Business. So who we are, the Division of Small Business is a service-focused agency committed to helping small businesses start and grow here in the state of Delaware. Our goal is to make Delaware the #1 state in the United States for small businesses to grow. A quick fun fact, 98% of small businesses in the state of Delaware, or 98% of businesses in the state of Delaware are small businesses. And that is from our fiscal year report from 2022. Here are a list of the ways that we can help, a couple of bullet points. On this slide, you'll see all of our regional business managers. As I mentioned, I'm the Kent County Regional Business Manager. In Northern Newcastle, we have Mr. Joe Zolkowski, David Matthey covering Southern Newcastle, and Lauren Swain that covers Sussex County. As regional business managers, we have 3 key things that we focus on: serve, connect, and help. We serve as liaisons for small businesses, connecting you with state agencies to assist with regulatory issues. We connect small businesses with resource organizations, such as our resource partners that I'll talk about when we get further down in the presentation. And we help small businesses get access to capital funds and other funding opportunities in the form of grants and loans. The Office of Supplier Diversity is housed within the Division of Small Business, and you can get your minority, women, veteran, service disabled veteran owned, and individuals with disabilities owned business enterprise certifications. And there's also a small business focused certification that is gender and race neutral as well. The Office of Supplier Diversity provides state procurement opportunities and updates. There is a weekly newsletter that Ms. Siobhan White, the director of OSD, provides to those who are subscribed. And this is the website that you get subscribed with Office of Supplier Diversity. So what you'll notice is everything is business.delaware.gov/. If it's a grant, it's that name. If it's the Office of Supplier Diversity, it's OSD. So it's pretty easy to find us on the internet as well and to navigate through our website.
that's kind of nice.
Yes. Opportunity zones. We have several different opportunity zones in downtown development districts throughout our state. On this map, if you're looking at a location that you want to identify, that you want to specifically be in an opportunity zone, you're able to click this link or go to business.delaware.gov/opportunity zones and key in that address and see if it falls in those areas. And people also ask, like, what is the advantage? There are incentives, state incentives that go along with being in an opportunity zone or a downtown development district. And there are also certain grants and loan opportunities we have through our state agency that get special credits if you are looking to be in those targeted areas, because those are considered disadvantaged areas from disparity studies that have been done. So finding resource connections. On our website, there are several different resources that you can get connected through. So say you're in the middle of the night, like Cindy in Hawaii, and it's 1 o'clock there, and you're like, I want to see if I can find some resources. I know I can't get somebody on the phone, so let me try to navigate this myself. business.delaware.gov/find. You key in the location, your needs, your industry, your business is in, and it'll filter through the resources that you specifically need. If you don't have a live person to talk to, or if you don't feel like talking to one of us, you can do it that way as well. Size Up Delaware is a business analytics tool that was launched in May of 2022. It is at no cost for you to use this tool, and it has been very instrumental in helping individuals that apply for different grants or loan programs, or if you're working through your business plan and you need to provide that data to support your claim for your proposal, this is a tool that you can utilize, and it's free. I can't stress enough that it's free. And it also helps with optimizing your advertising dollars, so you know exactly what target areas to look to advertise your company. If you're looking to do cleaning, if you're a hairdresser, or if you're a barber, or if you do massage, if you're an insurance agency, things of that nature, you want to know what areas you should go into, and also identify your competition. Okay. Size Up Delaware just recently this year offers live service. So we pay this company to provide the service. Now, if you're trying to go through the platform and you're like, I'm struggling with finding this piece of data, they will respond back to you, if not right away within 24 hours, or you can schedule a meeting to meet with someone live on the Zoom call, and they'll help you through that process, again, at no cost to you. I mentioned in the when I introduced myself that I'm also the statewide coordinator for the Delaware on Main Street program. The coordinating program has existed since 2000, and we are housed under the Division of Small Business. And right now we have 18 Main Street programs that are participants and 14 that are active. Our accredited Main Streets are Wilmington, Downtown Wilmington Visions, Downtown Dover Partnership, Downtown Milford Inc., and Rehoboth Beach Main Street. The affiliate members of the network are listed right here. And those don't have like a paid executive director that can operate and do Main Street stuff 24/7, but they are active, and they are in the affiliate status and trying to do some work and get things together, and like structuring a board and things of that nature. In 1998, Rehoboth Beach Main Street received the Great American Main Street Award. That means they took on some huge revitalization projects, and they were nationally recognized for all of their hard work and efforts. And if you're from Delaware, you know Rehoboth Beach Main Street is always thriving throughout the year now. It's not just a seasonal place. They're actually just always operating, and the businesses are thriving as well. So here are some stats, some reinvestment stats from Delaware on Main Street for this past fiscal year. And I'm not going to read through all the numbers, at least see that they are definitely doing work. And this is only information from 6 of the programs. All of them weren't able to provide the stats, but I think this is significant numbers. And the one that really stands out to most to me is the volunteer hours that they have contributed. They are not getting paid for those 21,649 0.25 hours that have been committed to our state, and making sure that the small businesses have resources that they need, making sure that those community events that we all love to attend, have everything in order. That is volunteer hours that teachers, retired people that are full-time employees have dedicated to throughout our state in these 6 different communities. The Site Readiness Fund is for landowners that are looking to develop the land to make it more attractive for someone to purchase it from them. So if you have 10 acres or more throughout the state, and you're looking to get rid of it, and you want to make sure that, money is coming back to the state by creating this land for it to be developed, whether it's for an industrial park or things of that nature, this is the Site Readiness Grant, and this is something that you definitely want to take advantage of to get that land used properly. The Workforce Training Grant, we actually just revised the application and the rubric, and it was updated last week. So if you have looked at workforce training before and you weren't really sure if that's a route that you wanted to go, I strongly encourage you to take a look at the new rubric, the new application that has been updated. And if there's any type of training that you would like to have for your W-2 employees, then please give me a call, an email. We can schedule some time to chat and talk about what type of training that you're looking to do for your employees, whether it's this year or in the next quarter, because every year you have to do some type of training in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a new process, a new program that you're using, a new piece of equipment. Please check it out, and know that that's not money that you have to pay out all on your own, that this is a reimbursable grant that will be able to help you with the funding for that as well. So the Delaware Technical Innovation Program, also known as DTIP, is for businesses who have received the Small Business Innovation Research Grant. We do have a couple that are here in Sussex, or I'm sorry, not Sussex, in Kent County, that have taken advantage of the SBIR grant through NASA. And what happens is there's 2 phases of it. So once they receive the first phase, there's a gap in between and they need to cover salaries. The Delaware Technical Innovation Program grant is like a bridge grant to help cover salaries for the next 6 months until they receive the second phase of the SBIR grant. And then so that way there's no gap in their projects, can keep flowing and everything. So that's what the DTIP grant is for. Graduated lab space. Traditionally, a lot of companies that are using this are at the Star campus in Newark. We have had someone in Kent County take advantage of the graduated lab space. Actually, the very first one that has ever taken place was earlier this year. If you are in any type of scientific company and you need lab space to do research, as you see in this image, like what she's doing, that's what the graduated lab space grant is used for. The Delaware Capital Access Program is administered by the Division of Small Business. It gives banks a flexible, transparent tool to expand small business lending. This is through our SSBCI program, which is the State Small Business Credit Initiative. Last year, our division was awarded $63 million by the federal government to create loan programs to underserved communities and businesses that traditional lending won't take that risk. So right now we have 3 banks that are participating in the SSBCI program. We have the Delaware Capital Access Program that was set up, and also the Loan Participation Program. I don't have a slide for that one. I'm so sorry. I thought that's what I was clicking to. But if you're interested in looking for a small business loan, please reach out to me and we'll get you connected with one of the lenders to see what you're eligible for. The EDGE Grant is our flagship program, and we have 2 rounds in the spring and in the fall each year. It's set up in 2 categories, entrepreneur and STEM. For the STEM category, it's up to $100,000, and for entrepreneur, you can win up to $50,000. And I always like to stress that up to, because it doesn't mean you have to figure out a way to spend $50,000. If you only need $15,000 or $16,000 for your project, the equipment to fit out the space that you just purchased, only ask for that amount, because the chances of you winning are greater by going in and asking for exactly what you need instead of trying to maximize those dollars and get up to that amount, and it just doesn't make sense for your project. So your business has to be less than 7 years old with fewer than 10 employees, and finalists get to go to a pitch round. This program has been in existence since 2019, and we have awarded over 100 companies and the amount of $5 million. To find out more information about the EDGE grant, you can go to business.delaware.gov/EDGE or de.gov/EDGE, or just contact me. So this next slide shows a picture of Rail House that's located here in Dover, Delaware. This is actually one of the first EDGE grant recipients that I worked with when I took on this role, Mr. Donnie Leggins. The business is located in a downtown development district, so he got points there. He is a minority business owner and veteran, so there's another couple extra points there as well. And in the top right-hand corner is just an image of what he provided during his pitch presentation of what he foreseen this space to look like. And if you've been to Rail House, I know a lot of you on this call have, this dream came to life through the assistance of the EDGE grant, as well as other grants that he was able to take advantage of as well.
That's amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
And my next slide is another business owner, minority women-owned business that is located downtown Dover, and it is the Hive on Lockerman. I believe they are also members of the chamber, and this next slide shows her ribbon cutting with the Central Delaware Chamber, and she was an EDGE grant recipient. She applied for the EDGE grant the first time, it didn't go through, And the second time she gave it another go and she successfully won. The Edge Grant funding was used to fit out the space that she purchased, I think like 2 or 3 years ago. And now the space is thriving. She hosted several events and a nice networking space. I know the Main Street program, we've had our quarterly meeting in her space and it was lovely. So a couple of other things that we do at the Division of Small Business is we have a weekly newsletter. With the weekly newsletter that goes out every Wednesday at 8 a.m., you will get information about upcoming events, business training opportunities, funding opportunities, partnership organizations, information. So the Central Delaware Chamber, you guys, information that y'all provide us, we promote that on our social media platforms, newsletters, and we also have a small business spotlight section. So if you're interested in either of those things, just go to our website. When you scroll to the bottom, you can key in your email address and then you'll start getting those weekly newsletters. Here are our social media handles. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, and on Instagram. That's our phone number, website, and email address, which you can use, but chances are you just reach out to me. You won't have to go through all of that, and we'll kind of assess everything that your business needs, and then I'll kind of direct you in which way you should go, and also schedule a series of follow-up calls or emails or meetings in person, so that way we can make sure that your business is successful from start and just continuing to grow and blossom here in the state of Delaware. Our resource partners, this SBA, which a lot of people get us mixed up with, is the federal arm of what we do as a state agency. So SBA is the Small Business Administration. They're located up in Wilmington. Delaware One Stop is where you get your state of Delaware business license, and any other information that you need to know about structuring your business is through Delaware One Stop. The Small Business Development Center is funded partly by us, the Division of Small Business, and the Small Business Administration, to help individuals with the programs that we administer to be able to get your applications through grants or through loans through successfully. The Small Business Development Center has helped several business owners through the Edge Grant process, through the State Small Business Credit Initiative process, because when you're applying for a loan through SSBCI, you will need to have a business plan. If you don't have a business plan, then chances are you will be referred to the Small Business Development Center. If you do have a business plan, I'm still going to refer you to the Small Business Development Center, because it's important to get that wraparound service, and that's what they're being paid to do. So that's why I will send you to them to make sure that you're getting everything that you need, because in the event that I'm not available, then you have your advisor with the Small Business Development Center to be able to assist you in navigating through certain areas. Their service is also 100% confidential. So when I refer you over to SBDC, if you don't want me to have conversations with your advisor, you have a confidentiality form that you fill out, and we will not discuss your business unless you bring me into that. And then you'll also have to sign a form allowing us to be able to talk through your business plan or proposal or whatever. Service Corps of Retired Executive is the Delaware SCORE program. It is all retired individuals. Some are still employed and have like business consultant agencies, but they are a volunteer-based organization that helps in really big ways with business owners that are looking for, again, the same services that the Small Business Development Center offers, and maybe even some other specific like niche areas. So if you're really struggling with understanding financial projections, there are retired investments individuals that are with SCORE that can specifically target and really focus in on getting your numbers right. I believe his name is Len Kidwell. I know he always hates when I drop his name, but he has done phenomenal things with helping individuals that needed help with different financial things, or if there was like a agreement that they had to sign when they were purchasing a franchise. He's been very instrumental in helping individuals with that as well. Also, Mike Profit is with SCORE Delaware as well. He's very instrumental in helping individuals with anything that they need help with, as far as business plans. anything that you could possibly think of. If you need to do a Gantt chart for your company, they will help you with those things, because there are certain things I can't do because it's outside of my scope. So that's another reason why we rely on our resource partners here listed to help in those areas. Thank you so much for your time this morning. And now I am ready for questions. And here is my QR code. If you are interested in following me on LinkedIn, you can definitely send me a message on there as well. I'm always on there 24/7. And that's another way to see like any information about different programs that we have available. I usually share information on my LinkedIn as well. So I'm going to stop sharing.
Lots of information.
I know. I was trying to get through everything like within the certain time frame.
No, we have lots of time.
Okay. All right. Good. Oh, I see Miss Steele on. Hey, Miss Barbara.
How are you?
Good, good, good.
Proud mom?
Yes, I am. Because I raised a queen. Everybody's probably trying to figure out, what is she talking about? My daughter won homecoming queen last weekend.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. All right. So any questions for me?
I have a question.
Okay.
Do you find that certain types of businesses are more likely to get grants than others? For example, if I wanted to open a bar versus open, I don't know, a farm, like, you know what I mean? Are you noticing that there's any trending that they're trying? I mean, I know STEM is its own animal. Do you know what I mean? But outside of that, other retails, or are there other things that we're noticing more of? Like, I see a big influx of food trucks, you know,
And I haven't even
that kind of
seen
thing.
any food trucks receive, like I haven't seen any food trucks requesting grants since I've been in this role. So it's really like
Yeah, it's hard.
all over. Like it really depends on how much work that business has put into making sure they have their research, their data, their proposals strong. Like if you want to open up a candy shop and you have a strong proposal, you're going to get money. You're going to get funding. So it hasn't been one industry over the other. I do know our office used to be called the Delaware Economic Development Authority. So it was really more focused on like big industries like Kraft and Procter and Gamble. But as the division of small business, we're really more focused on the smaller businesses. And that's what I see getting funded are the smaller scale businesses. And then the larger scale businesses go to CDF. It's our Council Development and Finance, where they like the Insights of the world, or Hanover, like they've received funding for like bigger funding opportunities through our strategic funding, which I didn't really touch on because I'm really more focused on the smaller scale businesses.
That's awesome. But like
Oh.
I said, just because some people will, you know, approach me, especially maybe after KOB or Kent Open for
Mhm.
Business, those you don't know.
Yeah.
But, you know, it may be like, well, I'm kind of thinking about this. I don't know if it's, you know, I think people are concerned. It's like they feel like they have to have a pigeonholed business in order to get funding, because people won't
No.
understand if it's abstract. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
not necessarily. But one thing I do encourage business owners is to at least, you can apply for a grant at the startup phase, like within that first year. But I encourage people to wait at least 1 or 2 years before you apply for grants or loans, because then you're able to really show a true story of where you started, where you are now, and where you want to go. And that's why you're asking for this grant, or that's why you're looking for this loan funding. So that way you can, leverage your business and reach more audience and things of that nature. Like that's what I encourage. Obviously, people don't listen to me all the time, but from where I sit, I feel like, and as a former business owner, I see things that I should have done differently. And I really encourage people to try to take on that. Just wait, give it a year, be able to show a strong income statement, or where if you had this piece of equipment, how it could help you in a certain area, or if you relocate it to a different area, how it can help you get more customers, like things of that nature, and doing a little bit more research within that industry through the Size Up Delaware tool. That's going to make a better pitch, and also being ready to present, because these are taxpaying dollars. If you're applying for a grant or loan from our office, this is the state of Delaware's money. So it's a little bit different than applying for like a grant through a nonprofit organization that's supporting small businesses, it's not as competitive. And there have been businesses I met with, and I'm like, maybe this isn't the right route for you. Again, it's their choice if they want to apply for a grant or a loan from us. But if I say, let's try this route, or let's go with this organization because it's not as competitive, and if this is something that you really need to have your business go forward, maybe we should try this route. And it has been successful in doing that with some businesses, and some, Jen, like they'll just do what they want to do, and that's fine. I had to learn myself, like I can't want something more than the other individual wants for their business. And that was hard for me because I'm very passionate about what I do. But for those who listen, I love and encourage them, and they still have me on speed dial. They have my work cell phone number, my email, again, have me on LinkedIn. I'm always here and ready to answer questions.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Beautiful.
Any
Yeah,
other
I know.
question?
I gotta definitely schedule something with you again, Anastasia. I had some life events pop out of there that kind of slowed me down. But
Okay.
yeah, I appreciate the briefing and just the refresher on resources that are available.
Yes. And I'm
Yeah.
really excited to see the Divine Zone grow. I'm so glad that you're on this call this morning, because we have had several conversations, and you can attest to like what I've been talking about. It's the
Yeah.
same thing that we've discussed as we've been going through with you applying for different grants or opportunities through our office. So when
Right.
you're ready, life happens, it happens within being a business owner, and you just got to take your time and pace yourself. And whenever you're ready, I'm still going to be right here.
It sounds like there's a lot of different programs for a lot of different companies.
So we do have different programs, and it may sound like a lot, but it really narrows down to what makes sense after I go through and triage with that business in our first call. And Kevin can say this, like we had our call, like I was like, tell me about yourself. It's like a speed date. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your business. And then I'll tell you about who I am and what I can do to help you within your business. And then we schedule follow-ups. And then I'll like send an email with different resources of what we discussed. And then we'll schedule another follow-up. And it just continues on until, they tell me pump the brakes. And then when I get another call or a text and say, hey, let's reconnect, and we'll catch up on where things are going. But yeah, there are resources out there, and most of them, I'm gonna be honest with you, may not even be within our office, because I network with a lot of other resource partners. And if there's something that, like the Pete DuPont Foundation, I know they come to Open for Business. There have been people who won the EDGE grant who've gone through the E3 program and received those resources. And then True Access Capital, they have people that have won the EDGE grant who've won the Her Business Plan grant. So there's several different connections of different loan programs or grant opportunities that the resource partners that are always in that room at KOB offer. And we're literally on the phone with each other or texting each other, like, this person's ready, I'm sending them over to you. And we make sure that you have the funding and have those opportunities.
Yeah.
And I know when we first got on the call, Jen was talking a little bit about Department of Labor. And I love Department of Labor. That's where I started back in 2008. And a lot of business owners don't realize how many resources the Department of Labor has available to them. It's not just when you fire somebody or they quit and they go and file for unemployment insurance. There is a lot of resources that the Department of Labor offers, and I strongly encourage you to take advantage of it. I know I'm supposed to be talking about Division of Small Business, but I'll be doing you a disservice if I don't highlight the two people on this call, Denise and Jennifer, who work for
You froze.
Yeah, she did freeze. We are
Good.
having coffee coaching in November from the Department of Labor.
Cool.
I think we lost
And that was
her.
the good part too. It took about a
I know.
cliffhanger, man.
Yeah, she's
No,
still
I mean, I
on?
have to say, Anastasia at Kent Open for Business. That's the program we
too.
run the first Thursday of the month. She does. There you are. You froze, babe.
Where did I freeze at?
The beginning.
Denise and Jennifer.
Oh,
Yeah, talking
okay.
about that.
So yes, Denise and Jennifer, and then Tina Gary, they work for Department of Labor also. And I know I'm supposed to be talking about the Division of Small Business, but from being with DOL 13 years and knowing that most business owners, when you say Department of Labor, they're like, oh, they audit, and I was an auditor. Oh, they audit. Oh, it's for unemployment insurance. It's not just that. There's resources that are there to help you, even if you're struggling with different areas of your business, not knowing how to, to manage a certain situation. You can contact Department of Labor and get help before things go bad within the company. So please take advantage of that as well. That was just a little plug for Denise. I see she just turned green, so I'm gonna give her the mic. Is she?
Hey,
Would you-
Anastasia, thank you so much.
Oh,
I
thank you.
apologize. I'm driving to another. But thank you so much. We have a lot of opportunities available in Department of Labor, different agencies. Industrial Affairs also has great information, so reach out to them too. But thanks to that, I said in the chat, you're always our queen.
Oh, and Karen is on here too. I see in the chat box. She just put, for some reason, I cannot get my audio to turn on, but I wanted to ask if the employee site at the business or offsite depends on your request. Yes, they can be on or off-site. And what the training does, it pays for, if there's like a certificate that people get at the end of the training, it pays for that certification. It pays for the trainer to come out. For example, I had a company who was a tree company, like they did like cutting down trees, and they needed a glider. So they paid for the glider piece of equipment, but there was a trainer that had to come out. So we paid for the trainer to come out and train everyone on how to properly use it. You have to get certified and being able to do that. So that's another way that people have done it. And also we had a home health agency who's taken advantage of the workforce training grant as well.
May I say something?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. First of all, thank you. Whoops. Thank you for this information. I'm echoing to myself, sorry. This is the third presentation this year that I've listened to from your organization. And I work with a lot of small businesses who really want to grow, and your advice is so important. You have to learn what the options are and then gather as much information as you can before you jump into anything. There's a lot of people that think they can have instant success, and they cannot. They need the right background, they need the right resources, and thank you for what you do.
You're welcome.
That's very true.
Beautiful. I echo that sentiment.
Anybody else have a question or?
I just have a quick thing. Anastasia, are you guys taking use of our calendar on our website and posting any kind of workshops and stuff you have? Because our website calendar is free to our members to use, but we
Yeah.
get a good amount of hints. It's a really good place for you to throw up any workshops.
So we don't have workshops traditionally, like
Okay.
through the Division of Small Business. The only thing that we have is a webinar for Edge Grant. And the SSBCI, the State Small Business Credit Initiative workshop, that was through the Small Business Development Center when they had that. So typically we don't like host we don't have a webinar.
Okay.
We either hop on with another organization. So I will let our communications director know. I'll remind her about it. I'm pretty sure she's aware, but usually it's
Yeah,
just
that's
the
cool.
usually it's just the Edge Grant, and that will be in
Right.
February when we have that.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely let her know today when I see her that when she's getting ready to plan for the Edge Grant webinar, to make sure she puts that on your calendar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just giving you a free marketing resource. You know what I mean? That's what I do. So
You do it well.
thank you.
But it can be used by any of your people also who are members of the chamber.
Mhm.
Yes, yeah,
Could
that's
you
what I'm saying is that, I mean, look, we have 800 companies, but in reality, that translates to about 20 or 30,000 people, and not everybody at, let's just say, Kraft is just wanting to work for Kraft. A lot of people now, we all have side gigs. We all learned from COVID. You gotta
Right.
have
Mhm.
your own thing, you know? So, I think it's really important because I think what I've seen, a lot is I have some people come in here very gung ho and we're gonna do this and it's gonna be great. And then they fizzle because like you said, you have, more enthusiasm, less plan. So, I'm just constantly trying to make sure that anybody that I come in contact with small business wise is going to be able to expand and grow, you know? I mean, like Kevin's a perfect example. Met the guy, he had a car and a bed in the back, but by meeting people, he made all these opportunities for himself. And that's what I'm just hoping that's why I'm on this, because I want to make sure I'm talking up you properly. Make sense?
Right.
Yeah.
I know when I first took on this position, I started attending like the How to Start a Business through the Small Business Development Center. And then like our Office of Supplier Diversity, when she would have like different procurement fairs with the SBA, I would go on those webinars just so I could learn, like what Jim was saying, just so I could learn so that way I'm able to better serve the business owners that I'm in contact with. So yeah, I was like, it's not nothing like it doesn't hurt to go on and take advantage of what they're providing. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're all just helping each other grow, and that's the whole point,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah.
Cool.
And resources help a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful to get a refresher. I must admit, I forgot about many that you mentioned, Anastasia. So I got to get back on that horse.
Yeah,
It's
sometimes,
okay.
you
And don't beat
get in a
yourself up about it.
slump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and don't beat yourself up about it. I've talked to so many business owners and they're like, oh my gosh, you got to run your business and work on the back office. Your HR, the CEO, the COO, you're all of those things. So just be gracious, like take time out, take a deep breath and take it in baby steps. Like there's no race here. It's your business,
Yes,
So
ma'am.
just keep that in mind. And also I always tell people I'm not going to resource you to death. You saw that one slide that said we have up to 300 different resource partners. I'm not going to give you all of those resource partners. I'm going to give it in bite sizes to you.
Right.
And whatever makes sense for
Right.
you, then you go that route. But take
Yeah.
time. Take your time that you need, but don't stop working on your business. That's one thing I'll do.
I definitely just realized that, our conversations don't have to be Edge Grant centric, There's so
No.
much else to do.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. And I'm not going to edge grant you to death either. I don't resource people and edge grant them. Now, if I see like, oh my gosh, like there's potential here, you should definitely apply. I'm not going to not say that to you. But if that's not the route you want to go, and I've had several conversations with people that are like, I don't want to apply for a small business loan. I don't want to apply for a grant. I just need to know how to structure my business. Then we go that route. That's where the conversation is focused on. So,
Yeah.
like just know that I'm not going to do that to you.
I love that you're like a one-stop shop. You know what I mean? Because I think it can be extremely overwhelming for people. Oh, go to the website. There's like
Right.
so many choices. What do I need? What is
Yeah.
it I'm looking for? So I really
Yep.
appreciate that you are that linchpin that kind of connects everything,
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
You're
think
welcome.
I know when it comes to conventional funding or grant funding, I was ill prepared for. You have to come to the table with, nice piece of change already, and I wasn't prepared for that. So
Yeah,
take
depending on how
necessary
long
steps.
you've been in business. That's the thing.
Right.
Depending on how long you've been in business, that is
Yeah.
sometimes that is a requirement or a collateral. Yep.
Right.
So just a quick question, just putting it out there in general in case somebody else is thinking what I am. So for small business or a startup, would you say that like true access capital or something like that would be the way to go? Because when you talk about the Edge Grant or other grants, you talk about being in business for less than 7 years. So it sounds like, again, you're looking already for financial statements. So this person has to have already been in business. What do you suggest for that person who wants to start a business? Do you know anywhere and needs funding? I should be specific, needs funding for a business. Would that be a true
So
access thing or,
So
you know?
so from my position, I can't say one bank over the other, but I can say they can have those conversations and do their research on like what the requirements are from our participating lenders, our Del One, True Access Capital, and Community Bank in Sussex County. So
Okay.
you have those conversations with them, see what their requirements are, and then see what requirements you fit. But also let's take a look at why you're in the position, why you need funding for the business. Like, how did you start? Like, we got to really kind of like assess like everything to figure out. Because sometimes I've had a conversation with someone and they said, "Oh, I need $10,000 for my business." At the end of the call, they were like, "Maybe I only need like 2,000." And I don't know if it was just in their mind, they thought that's what they needed, but you don't. If you're marketing and you're getting the customer flow coming in, you're making money. You don't need $10,000 to get you to make money. Like it's kind of like just really understanding what you truly need for your business. And that's what I run into quite often with business owners. They think they need all this money, but I'm like, no, let's just start making money.
Right.
Let's start making
Right.
first and then figure out what we need along the way. Because
Yeah.
we're not here to like I was on a panel before, and I don't know if we get in trouble for saying this, but I was on a panel before and a business owner was like, I want to start a business and I need like $130,000. And I was like, well, we can't just give you $130,000. We would have to give everybody $130,000 to start their business. Like, I need a plan. I need a proposal. I need you to tell me what you need. Like, tell me what you need instead of telling me the dollar amount that you need. And then let's go from there. And he just didn't do it. He didn't give me that. So I was just kind of like, oh, okay. you
So
know,
sometimes people
Anastasia.
get a number in their head and they think they need that much. And you're right, you really sometimes don't need that much.
yeah.
Anastasia, great presentation. So
Thank
I
you,
work
Mike.
for Principal Financial Group, but I also work with Allen Insurance Group in Wilmington.
Okay. Okay.
But I would definitely be willing to help and maybe do a one-to-one with you and talk about that business valuation. Some businesses, as you just mentioned, don't know how much money they have, and they might have resources that they weren't accounting for, and don't necessarily need the loan they thought they needed. So I would definitely be interested in maybe sitting down with you on a one-to-one, seeing if Principal has resources to help some of the small businesses. They do, and we
Okay.
have a lot of ideas that we could help a small business implement. So thank you for the presentation. Very easy to take in, as you mentioned, not overwhelming.
Yeah.
I
I
like the
try not to
specific
like
points that you mentioned.
I took so much out of that PowerPoint presentation because I'm like, I don't want to PowerPoint people to death, resource or like program them to death. Like I like to make sure we can have a conversation, a real conversation. And like I said, I always try not to get myself in trouble, but I also like to be like really transparent and upfront with people. Like, don't come to me and say, I need free money. Grants are not free money. There is reporting requirements that have to be done. There's expectations that have to be met. For 5 years, you are married to the state of Delaware when you receive a grant from us. And that means there's reporting that I have to do on your behalf if you're not compliant. So also, and I know I mentioned Department of Labor earlier, there's a compliance component that goes through Department of Labor before you even receive the money. So that's why it's important that you have those relationships and those conversations with our state agencies before you apply for funding, so that way you know that you're compliant and you're meeting the expectations that they have set forth as well. So Mike,
And I'm definitely not making any promises, as you mentioned too. We're going to look at, if you have a good idea, you have potential, we can support you and help you, or make you realize what you don't have, what you don't have, and be willing to do that too. Yep. So on a one-to-one, I definitely want to get in touch with you soon.
Yes, I'm excited. And you're in Wilmington. Awesome.
I am, but I work heavily in Dover
y'all
too,
are pulling
Central
people
Delaware.
from different counties. This is great.
I actually live in Dover though, so I have a
okay.
really strong relationship. Cindy, I worked with Cindy before on a number of events, coffee coaches. So I'm Dover at heart. I went to D-High, Dover High. So
Okay, I went to CR.
actually, I started at CR because I was military. So, but I graduated from Dover High School.
My husband went to Dover High, so he's a senator with you. And there's a whole thing there, and then our kids are in Milford. So Yeah. But yeah, this was really great, Cindy. If there's is there
Yes.
anything else to close out with, or?
I just,
That Department of Labor coffee coach, that's the one scheduled for the 13th next month.
yes, next month, yes.
All right. Great.
It's a good one
And
too. I mean,
will
even if you
Jennifer-
find one thing you get out of these.
Yeah. Are Jennifer and Denise and Tina gonna be on there or
Where am I gonna be?
probably?
I'll be
Yeah.
attending, but Tina's going to be presenting. She's going to do
Correct.
the employment training side.
Gotcha.
Hopefully Denise can do one later. She's got great information too.
Hey, Cindy,
Yes.
can I do a shameless plug for this Friday while helping small business owners with the new 2 laws and private options?
Do like a coffee coaching Friday?
No,
Not a coffee coaching. It's actually a separate seminar. I just put it in the chat. So anyone interested, if you're trying to counteract the new laws that are in place with Delaware Earns or Delaware Paid Family Leave, there's another seminar this Friday at 9 o'clock. So it's like almost like coffee coaching, little later. So please join us. We'd gladly have you for your coffee and really valuable information for small business owners.
Wow, sounds like a good thing for the calendar.
Yeah,
Just
that's
saying.
the one through Allen
I thought
Insurance,
it might
correct?
already be on there. Yeah, it might already
Cool.
be on the calendar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Send me a flyer and I'll email it out to everybody.
I
All the
will.
people.
Thank
I
you.
have an email list.
I want to thank
of
Anna
items.
for a beautiful presentation and the group for their support. I think it's really important that we remember the high touch that we have in Delaware. When you know people and you can refer people to others, it doesn't even have to be a formula. It's just goodness and it works.
Mhm. That is true. Well, I am going to put a thank you out to Trace Dulce Ice Cream Parlor and Putt Putt and Bavarian Bakery in Delhi for being our sponsors on this. And I want to thank Anastasia. It was great having you. And if anybody ever has an idea or something they want to hear, let me know and I can always schedule another, schedule them in on our coffee coachings.
Right. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you, Anastasia. You did a great job.
Yes.
As
Welcome.
always.
Thank you.
Anastasia. Thank
Have
you.
a great day. And Cindy, get some rest.
Yeah, really.
No, I'm up for the day now. I'll take a nap later.
Anastasia, I've already sent you a quick message. So
Okay.
let's
All right.
reconnect.
So that was your text message. So another side note, I lost all of my contacts. So I'm going to have to save your number again.
Okay.
The phone like
that's
restarted itself. It's really weird, but thank you for
Bummer.
sending the text. Thank you for following through. You followed up on the
Yep.
follow-up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you, everyone.
too.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Anastasia. See you soon.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.